Hi, it's Caitlin, and I'm here with some super exciting new polishes from Clionadh Cosmetics. And this brand might be quickly becoming one of my new favorites. I genuinely love everything they make, and if you watch my polish pickup videos, you know that they always put something gorgeous in the polish pickup. And I put out a video, which I'll link in the cards, maybe a month ago with some stained glass nail polishes of theirs, and I just love everything. So I'm very excited to be sharing a new 6-piece collection plus a new stained glass polish that is going to be added to that stained glass collection of nail lacquers which match their stained glass eyeshadows. And you will get a discount if you use my affiliate code, which is Caitlin Swatches. I'll include it in the description and probably right now in front of my face. These polishes are available now on the Clionadh Cosmetics website, which I will link down in the description. Grab a drink and let's look at Spicy Margarita. The first polish that I'm showing is this absolutely beautiful acidic chartreuse with a spicy orange to yellow to lime shifting shimmer. And this one it's just going to be right up your alley if you're a fan of chartreuse shades of polish. This one is really beautiful. It's just packed with shimmer, as you can probably already tell. It has a really good formula, and I personally found it built up to opacity in 2 coats for me. There is a ton of shimmer, so it'll distract from any nail line that you might see. And I kind of liked this formula. It was like a little bit on the creamy side, but still really opaque. Well, obviously it was opaque, but also really shimmery, and it showed through the layers in just 2 coats. So this one does dry down a tiny bit sort of satiny, and I will recommend a glossy top coat like Cuticula Limitless Top Coat, which I forever will love. I should buy shares in this product if that's ever an option, because I think a lot of you have tried it because of me, and hopefully you love it too. So here it is in 2 coats plus top coat. In some angles, as you can see, it's going to appear really vibrant green, and in others it's going to look a little more yellow. That's just the nature of a chartreuse shade of polish, especially with that orange, yellow, lime shifting shimmer. So this one is just a ton of fun. You definitely get a lot of that orangey shift in direct lighting, and then when you're backlit like here, you see the yellow and the green. It's just really entertaining, and if you like greens or yellows, you definitely want this. Next up we have Appletini, and this one is a tart metallic green with a shimmering finish. So I haven't really come across a finish like this in many years, if at all. It's kind of hard to describe. So it does go on sheer, as you can see, but this one packs a real punch with that green color. It's kind of like a Kelly green. It's sort of that primary classic green. And this one goes on beautifully, as you can see. I wouldn't say it's hollow, though it is sparkly in the sun. And it's not quite a foil. So it's just a really interesting finish that is sparkly, but not too foily. It's honestly, it is what you see, so I'm not deceiving anybody, but just to me, I found it to be really unique, and I'm not quite sure what gives it that quality, but I really like it. So this one also dries down a tiny bit dull, so you will want a glossy top coat, which you can see really brings everything to life. And this one also I don't think has any shimmer in it, but it definitely is really dynamic. So here you can see what I mean. Like, it's not, I don't think it has hollow in it. Maybe it does, but it's just this really interesting, sparkly, metallic-y finish, but not like in a traditional metallic way. So it does sort of shift through slight variations of green, where it sometimes looks brighter, sometimes looks deeper. It's really honestly quite beautiful. So if you're into greens, I definitely recommend this one. And here it is outside again. So it just is really special and beautiful, honestly. I don't see polishes like this very often, and I was really captivated by it. Next up we have Cosmopolitan, which is a ballerina pink with a pink to peach to gold shifting shimmer and a garnish of gold metallic micro flakes. So a Cosmopolitan always reminds me of Sex and the City, and I feel like the ballerina pink base is kind of fitting for that. It's very Carrie Bradshaw. So this one is definitely on the sheer side, but again, it builds up really nicely, in my opinion, in 2 coats. Some people might need 3, but I really liked it in 2. And on my skin tone, this is a really beautiful sort of nude pink. And those gold flakes are just a really beautiful accent. It just creates a really delicate and classic finish, in my opinion. And like the others, it dries down a tiny bit dull, and I do think this one would look good matte if you're into a matte nail, but I like it glossy, so I'm applying my top coat, and you will see more of that shimmer when I start moving my hand around. I think this one also has just like a tiny sprinkling of hollow because I could see some little rainbows depending on the angle that I caught my fingers. And this one is really pretty, so sometimes it looks a little more peachy, sometimes it looks a little more straight up pink, but overall it's a really gorgeous color and I really enjoyed wearing it. It's just a really pretty neutral on my skin tone. And you can see here outside at this angle, it's just really pretty and delicate and a really nice finish. Next up we have Strawberry Mojito, and this one is a juicy strawberry pink crelly with an icy aqua to indigo to pink shifting iridescent flake and a garnish of mint green metallic microflakes. So it's definitely trying to evoke the spirit of a mojito, which I think it does a really fun job of with those little mint green flakes. I think that's really clever. So this one, I really like the base to it. It's definitely on the squishier side of being a crelly. Maybe it leans a little more jelly in my opinion, which I really like. It allows the flakes to show through, and as you can see, they are very plentiful. They show up and come out of the bottle very, very easily. So I did find this one to be opaque in 2 coats because there are so many flakes. It covered up any nail line that you could see, and the pink base also built up really, really well in those 2 coats. So after you apply the top coat, you can see just how squishy and juicy this one is. Again, I really, really love the flakes. I'm never going to say no to color shifting flakes like these. I think they work beautifully with the pink base. It's just such an interesting finish in my opinion. And as you can see, that shimmer and shift really sort of changes the way the pink looks depending on what angle you catch it in. But honestly, I had a lot of fun with this one on my nails, and it just made me very happy. And I do like a mojito, so that probably contributed to why I liked it so much. And here, I just wanted to show it off outside again. It also matched my rings so well. Those flakes are like very, very opalescent. Next up we have Gin and Tonic, which is always a classic. This one is an indigo jelly base packed with blue and violet microflakes that shift to pink, peach, and chartreuse. This one has a really beautiful finish to it. I'm going to do it justice when I show it off, so just whatever I say might not make sense, but this is how it looks on the nails. It's just this really interesting finish where there's a ton of flakes that do the work of creating the finish of this polish, and they just come together really beautifully. Again, you can see how it looks, but it's just also a very unique and beautiful finish in my opinion. And I really like the way that the flakes kind of contrast with the base. Obviously I love pink, so I just think it looks really, really pretty. And this one does kind of have a sort of almost metallic finish. I can't really describe it. It's like a pearly, frosty, metallic, shimmery finish. Hopefully you can see what I mean. But it is interesting how in some angles it looks pink, in some angles you're definitely getting blue, some you're getting purple. It's a very dynamic polish. And I also want to give kudos to the Clionadh Cosmetics team for creating really beautiful polishes inspired by these drinks. I think it's a really fun concept, and I think they did a really good job of bringing each of them to life in a really unique way. So this one, again, it is super shifty. It kind of surprised me with how shifty it was, and when you're out in the sun, like I said, it kind of has this pearly look to it, which I didn't catch at other angles, so it's another very dynamic polish. And here we have Blue Hawaiian, which is the last one in the Mixology collection before I show the new stained glass polish. And this one is a turquoise blue jelly with icy cobalt iridescent flakes, holographic micro glitter, and a garnish of red and gold metallic micro flakes, which, again, if you look up these drinks, I think they did a fantastic job of turning them into nail polishes. This one in particular I find to be super, super fun. So this one is a very sheer jelly base, and it kind of might always be that way depending, even if you put on 3-4 coats. So if you don't like that look, you could definitely layer it. But of course, I do like sheer nail polishes, and I think this one is particularly interesting, especially with those little red microflakes in there. This one also reminds me of maybe a shark attack on the beach. I don't know, it's just really interesting and beautiful to look at. Not that that's beautiful, that's horrible. A shark attack, that is. But this polish is delicious. It has that squishy factor when I apply the top coat, as you're going to see. It definitely enhances that jelliness of everything, and it really brings out all of the individual flakes, which all have very unique color shifts. So once you apply it and get that glossy top coat on, you can just see what I mean about this being really unique and squishy and loaded with all of those different elements. So this one doesn't shift around too much because the base is not a shimmer base, but the flakes do a lot of the shifting, and everything just comes together to create this really unique polish. Honestly, this is one of the most unique polishes in my collection right now, especially with that sheer base. It just screams summer to me, and I think it's really, really fun. So I'd love to hear what everybody thinks in the comments about this one in particular. Hopefully you can see what I mean about how juicy this one looks in the sun. And I just wanted to mention that if you buy this collection before July 24th, you will get 15% off the collection, and that does stack with my discount code, so shop early if you want to save on those polishes. And here we have Lux, which is a new polish. It's a new addition to the stained glass collection from Clionadh Cosmetics, which, if you aren't aware, they create polishes that match their stained glass eyeshadows, and honestly, they're stunning. So this is sort of meant to replace a existing stained glass polish called Gilding, because that one is discontinued due to a pigment availability issue. So this is to replace that, and as you can see, it starts off sheer, but it builds up. I liked it in 2 coats. There's honestly so much shimmer in this that you're not really going to see your nail line. So I recommend 2 coats plus a glossy top coat. But of course, if you're not a fan of that, you can build it up even further, or you could layer it over a white. You could layer it over a black. The possibilities with this one are endless. And let me tell you, the shifts in this one are mind-blowing. So just wait just a second. Your mind will be blown. So this one obviously has a really strong green shift. It's got gold, it's got orange, and then even at more extreme angles, you get blue. It's really beautiful. If you're into white nail polishes, this one is like the cream of the crop, honestly. It's not streaky with the finish. It's not foily. It just is perfection. And it's honestly this shifty. So in the sun, it's stunning. You get a lot of that gold shift. And then out of direct lighting, you get that really strong green shift to it. I could not stop with this one, honestly. There's a lot of footage of this one on my nails because I was completely mesmerized. So you can see that out of direct lighting, this one has that just gorgeous intense shift, and here under some ugly like fluorescent lighting, it looks so pretty in pink. I love collections like that, which are all just kind of different. And if I had to pick my favorites, I think I have 3, which is half of the collection. But Spicy Margarita has a really beautiful glow to it. And I love shimmers. I love greens apparently now. And that one I think is really, really pretty. Obviously, I love Strawberry Mojito because of the pink factor. It's just really squishy and pretty. And I love the combination of the flakes against the base color. And Blue Hawaiian is winning for uniqueness. Honestly, I have nothing like that in my collection. And I think it's really interesting and pretty, and it just kept me really entertained while it was on my nails. So please let me know in the comments if you are a fan of any of these polishes, if you're planning on picking anything up. Again, don't forget to use my affiliate code to get a discount. And I guess that's it for me. Have a great day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.